Well, first of all, welcome. My name is Jero. I'm gonna be the instructor that today is going to be accompanying. ¿Cómo se acompañar?
To accompany.
Yeah, to accompany you today. Sorry if my English can be a little bit rusty, but once I get in the flow, I think it'll get better. I have been doing this practice for over 10 years now. I start around 10 years ago. In a moment, I have developed anemia. I don't want to go that deep right now in all my story and how I came to be here because we have limited time, and I prefer that we go much more into the practice. But also I want you to know that, well, first of all, I've been doing this for almost a decade now. A couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to host Wim Hof, that I will talk a little bit more about him in a moment, down in my house in Tepoztlan. And in that moment, sharing this much more openly became kind of a big part of the purpose of my life. So I just want to know, everyone here knows who's Wim Hof? Can raise the hand? Just to know, okay. I think almost everyone, perfect. Well, giving like a really quick review about it. Wim Hof is this guy from Netherlands that around 15-20 years ago started breaking all these crazy world records, climbing the Everest at minus 70 degrees Celsius using just his bathing suit and good mindset and breathing. And after all these years where he broke around 25 Guinness World Records, all related to running around the Antarctica, also just in bathing suit and running a full marathon, or jumping under the ice and swimming 80 meters in Alaska and then coming back up. And during all his life, he was seen as this entertainer, sportsman, until in the Wayne University of New York around 15 years ago, he was approached by some scientists from the university telling him like, hey guy, you're fantastic, you're a super funny guy, but what you are doing is basically impossible, and science and modern medicine says that no man can have will control over his automatic processes of his body. So basically you are or a mutant that have a special ability and DNA mutation that no one else has, or you are cheating. And anyway, in those situations you shouldn't be receiving all these prizes because you are not a normal human being and you are competing in another kind of game. So in that moment he gets like all these cables around his body, and the scientist tells him like, okay, we give you 8 minutes to just use the power of your mind to heat up your body 8 degrees, and if you can do that, we will believe that you have the ability to influence directly over your automatic nervous system processes. And we won't say that you're cheating, but we will say that you're a mutant and there's no more prizes for you anymore. So he basically get all these cables, he starts breathing and meditating, and in under 4 minutes his body heats up over 8 degrees. So they tell him like, okay, we believe you have a kind of ability, but you might be the only person alive that can do all these things. So sorry, no more sponsorships for you. Thanks for the time you have given us. So he goes back to Holland and he goes to the Radboud University, where he just comes jumping around telling like, I'm this crazy guy that have done all these things around the world. Study me because now I have figured out how anyone can do whatever I do. I'm not special. I'm just a normal human being that found something around. So he get accepted by this Radboud University to get into a couple of experiments where he gets to be frozen alive, then he gets to breathe doing his pattern of breathing that he says that turns all his powers on, and then he get injected with a bacteria of E. coli that should have him in around 1 to 2 hours with a strong response from the defenses of the body, with high temperatures, with a lot of pain in the body, a lot of pewing, and more. But it passed 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and he doesn't get symptoms of being sick. And when they take all the blood tests, they see in his blood that before the first hour have passed, he have already created his own antibodies, combated totally the sickness, and now his body is completely free of the E. coli bacteria and full with the antibodies that treat directly that bacteria. So the doctors tells him like, hey, you are pretty fantastic. Actually, you have changed a lot of ideas of what's possible, but there's no human being that can do this as you do. So he says like, give me 20 people and in 1 month I will show them how they can do this. So he gets a first clinical study with these 20 people. 3 days passes by, and in the third day Wim is like, well, they are ready, we can go on now. And they climb with him the Kilimanjaro in a hike that take more or less 15 days, and just 50% of the people that does these trails finish it. Then the idea was to come back, everyone gets the bacteria injection, and everyone breathes during hours and get frozen alive. And well, in the third day they start the trek. They finish the trek in 4 days. 20 out of 20 people does the full trail without shirt, just in a bathing suit, in front of -20, -30 degrees. Then they come back to the labs where they get injected with the bacteria. Also an how you call it in English? Sorry. They have like the main group who get injected with the bacteria and does the Wim Hof breathing, and there's another group that get a placebo, and they also get the bacteria. The placebo group has a really bad time. Around 50 out of 20 are with all these symptoms in a couple of minutes. But from all the group that does this breathing, 20 out of 20 passed 3 hours without showing symptoms of sickness, and they found that their body had already produced the antibodies in the first 1 to 2 hours, instead of using all these other parts of the defense system, that it's the shocks of the high fever, of cleaning up, and So they start giving like much more focus to the studies. Up to today, there have been 15 already accepted clinical studies, and like around 8 that are still on the studies. But basically, to don't go much more farther, because I could be happily talking about all the studies and records for 4 days. But what Wim have found is that the breathing he does, that it's the base for what we are going to be doing in a couple of minutes, is basically a 4-part breathing, where during around 2 minutes we will be just breathing in and out. During this breathing, we want to breathe as deeply as we can. We can do it through the nose or through the mouth. And what we want to focus fully is in feeling how our abs muscle or diaphragm, that it's like this this muscle that is under the lungs that pull the lungs down, so the lungs create this vacuum and gets filled with oxygen. And we want to feel how we are pulling the lungs with the diaphragm, how the ab muscles and the back muscles are also expanding and helping to do this vacuum and take the oxygen in. And then from the chest, a little bit up to the neck. And then we don't want to do it with a lot of strength, but we want to compromise our ab muscles also to push the oxygen out. So we do like, you call it also in English accordion? Accordion. Like an accordion, where you never gets fully full, but neither fully empty. And there's no stop between breathing in and out. We basically do this during 3 to 4 minutes. That's gonna be around 30 to 40 deep breathings. And when there's 5 more to go, I will tell you, I will count it all. And we will do 5 more. We will breathe almost all the oxygen out. And then if I need, I can put my fingers in my nose. If I can just completely let me go, I will just, with my concentration, keep my abs like strengthening so the oxygen doesn't comes in. And I want to try to be without oxygen as much time as I can. There's gonna be this moment in which my body starts sending me signals to make me surrender. This can be like a sensation of lightheadedness, a little bit of discomfort in the lungs, a little bit of these spasms to make me like move. What I want to tell my body is relax, mind over body. I already hear you, but we can go 5-10 more seconds on. We will have certain goals that I will tell you, like if you can go 10 more seconds, but we don't want to push that much of our limits. We just want to find where is the edge and go a little bit further before at our own pace, inhaling deeply again and now staying fully with oxygen in the lungs for around 10 seconds. So basically the 4 phases of the cycle are 30-40 deep breaths. We let it all go. We stay there as much as we can, and then we deeply breathe in and we stay 10 seconds fully full. Question or no? Sorry. The what? Oh. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and we will be doing this 4 times consecutively. Basically 4 times we do this deep breathing, we breathe out, we wait, we breathe in, we wait, and we pass to the next cycle. Each cycle is going to be a little bit faster and stronger, but we don't want to lose or compromise also the depth of the breathing. We want to try that every breath is a little bit deeper than the past one. There's gonna be moments where we might feel a certain resistance that can be a physical resistance, like, oh, I feel I can breathe deeper or harder, and my body's like getting too relaxed, so I'm just there. I want like to wake up my body and come like if I were running and come back deeper and stronger. There might be also a little bit of lightheadedness. Is naturally also through the breathing we're taking a lot of CO2 out of the system, and that's naturally alkalinize our system. So if we have a lot of acid in a part of our body, we might feel for a moment the acid much more harder because we are getting like from this side to this side, and there's like this big contrast. Normally, if we go just a little bit more into the breathing, the alkalinize will come just to the whole body, and we will start feeling all great. If I also start feeling emotions, that it's normal that some thoughts might arise, and these thoughts could be both a way of my own brain to distract me and tells me like, no, go to somewhere else. If I see myself just distracting, I'll try to come back faster, stronger, and deeper into the breathing. In other cases, if I feel that my thoughts are turning towards a lot of emotional things that are happening around my life, what I want to do is to try to connect with the feeling, but let the narrative go, without judgment, without interpretation or thoughts about the feeling, but feeling the feeling itself in the body and trying to connect it with the breath, so the breath can be a medium for this feeling to get out. This can be crying, laughing, screaming, roaring, and it's okay if it comes out. That's the basic of the practice we'll be doing. Just to close a little bit with the story and science, the main healthy part or scientific part of how this works, I mean, it's a really complex process, but basically the breathing works as what is known as an hormetic stressor, that it's a way of stress that is not hard enough to be risky for our health, but it's hard and acute in a way that it turns a lot of adaptive process of our cells and regenerative process to turn on. So because we are hyperventilating, we are stressing all the cells in the body with an excess of oxygen, and then when we stop breathing, we are stressing all the cells of our body with the lack of oxygen. Because our blood will be already saturated with oxygen, even though we won't have oxygen in the lungs, we will have enough oxygen to be for 5 minutes without breathing. And we won't be going to 5 minutes, we will be going around 1 to 2 minutes maximum. And as I told you, if you feel like I need to breathe now, at your own pace, you breathe in and you stay there. But basically what this does is that these changes of each cycle stress a little bit more the cell until the cell start like kind of resetting itself and starting to activate all these regenerative process that can change our lives. That Wim says we can go days also with the studies, but it makes us much more happier because we start releasing a lot of dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin and endorphins in really high quantities. Much more healthier because this turns on our capacity to produce T and Y cells, that are the cells that scan our body, and if they found a pathogen, they directly take the DNA of the pathogen and they create antibodies instead of getting the fever and all these other ways of defending ourselves that also are really aggressive to ourselves. And finally, it makes us stronger because also it enhances through that de-inflammation of the body and the alkalinization or capacity for have a lot of endurance and climb running up in bathing suit the Kilimanjaro tomorrow. Other to this, we will do just a little bit of different exercise at the end of the breathing, where I will give also the sign. And basically what we will do is that we will breathe deeply in and out 6 to 10 times, and then we will inhale in as deep as we can, and without breathing out, we want to strengthen our ab muscles and back muscles, like if we were wanting to squeeze the oxygen from the lungs to the chest, then a little bit with the chest through the neck to the head. What this does is that we have 100,000 kilometers of cardiovascular systems. There's a lot of veins and of vessels that are inside of our brain. When we do these squishes after we are alkaline, we are sending oxygen to some of the deepest part of the brains through all these arteries that get inside. Mostly we have this famous pineal gland that it's a part of optic fiber that we have inside the brain, that it's covered with blood vessels. So when we do these squishes, we are kind of inflating also the pineal gland, and it receives a lot of oxygen, a lot of blood. It gets cleansed, and also it might produce some other neurochemicals that might be a little bit funny. If someone doesn't want to do this, it's okay, because we might have certain moments of having a DMT experience and everything can turn colorful and funny around for a few seconds. I think it's good to enjoy the ride, but if someone doesn't want to go deeper, they can just continue breathing in a continual pattern. But I think we can go all the way. But well, in a nutshell, I think that's all, and we can start. I just want to know if so far we have questions.
When we breathe, do you breathe completely out when you're doing the 30 to 40 breaths all the way out? Or just like part way and keep doing, like bringing more in each time?
We want to breathe mostly feeling the lower part of the lungs, like around the pelvic floor, then the abs and like the ribs, and then to the chest. We don't want to go completely empty and then completely full, but we want to feel how we get like and eventually we can start doing like this, like breaking the inhalation, but we try to maintain like a full so yeah, we can get like 1/3 empty, or we leave 1/3 of oxygen when we are already start breathing in, and when we are about to go all the way to the top, then we let it all go. I kind of answered that one.
Bring in more every breath, bring in a little more.
A little bit more, and you will start feeling how the back, start opening more, and you'll say like, oh, I had more space than I thought. But yeah. Another question before starting? Well, we can do this. Oh, yes, tell me.
Pero, ¿podrías explicar sobre todo la parte de la técnica para los chiquitos que no hablan inglés? Ayuda.
Claro que sí. Ahorita en un momento hago el repaso rápido. We can do it sitting or laying down. For those who have more meditation yoga practice and can be sitting in sitting position for around 30-40 minutes, this is much better because also the part of the lungs that goes to the back opens much more. But also because it's really natural to fall asleep, faint, go to the side. If someone wants just to chill and don't have any preoccupation about falling, we can do it also laying down. And normally there are just 3 things that we need to remember to don't do or when not to do this. And is in any situation where fainting or falling asleep could be a risk to my health. During the last 15 years, there have been more than 300 million people that have officially taken a Wim Hof Breathwork and Ice Bath session. There have been after that around 6 deaths, and 6 were for the same thing, people that do the breath work and then keep the breathing under the water, and then they faint and they drink. When we faint, what naturally our body does is taking back oxygen. So if there's no oxygen, it's basically immediate death. So please, don't do it in the water, don't do it driving or standing up, because then we can be at risk. If someone have epilepsy here, no one? Well, perfect. Just with epilepsy, we do it with much more epilepsy, we did much more, not that hard, and there we won't be doing squeezes. Any other thing, we can go on. Para los chicos que la necesitan en español, básicamente lo que vamos a estar haciendo son 30 minutos donde vamos a inhalar y exhalar profundo, llenando vientre, pecho y luego empujando, contrayendo los músculos del vientre y del pecho para sacar el aire. Vamos a hacer eso alrededor de 30-40 veces, que yo voy a contar. Lo más importante es que toda la atención esté en el cuerpo. Y después de estas 40 veces suelto todo el aire y vamos a aguantar la respiración. Si necesito me tapo la nariz tanto como pueda. Yo voy a tener una meta que les voy a decir 5 segundos más e inhalamos. Pero si necesitan respirar antes de eso, lo que quiero es ver dónde está mi límite y ir 5-10 segundos más allá del límite. Y a partir de eso inhalo tan profundo como pueda, me quedo lleno de aire unos 10 segundos y otra vez exhalo y regresamos a inhalar y exhalar. Vamos a repetir eso 4 veces. Después de estas 4 veces, vamos a seguir respirando y lo único que va a cambiar es que va a haber momentos que yo voy a dar la orden en que respiramos, nos llenamos de aire y sin exhalar vamos como a apretar y apachurrar con los músculos el oxígeno en el vientre como si lo quisiéramos exprimir hacia la cabeza. Y luego exhalamos. Eso es así como en súper resumen. ¿Quedó claro? Igual voy a estar guiando todo. Bueno. The most important thing is to go out of the brain and go into the body and just feel and let it go. But well, any other question or we are ready? Because now we need to start. We are just exactly. All ready? Perfect. So we will get a couple of seconds just to get into comfortable positions. to come to the present moment, here and now. All cell phones off, please. That's super important. And anything that is not from this moment, time, or space, we make it aside. Nos ponemos en el presente y vamos a empezar a inhalar profundo. We start inhaling deeply in. We'll start slowly and we'll have here Wim singing aside. There we are. We start deeply in from the pelvic floor, through the abs, the ribs, the lower back, all the way up to the chest, to the back, a little bit up to the neck. And I let it go, pushing it out. I deeply inhale in. And I let it go. Through the nose, through the mouth, it doesn't matter. Deeply in. Let it go. Like a wave from the pelvic floor to the chest roof. Push it out. And we'll start getting into rhythm. In. Out. In. Out. At your own pace, but non-stop, without space between inhaling and exhaling. In, out, in, out. In, out. Inhalo profundo. Exhalo. Jalo el aire al inhalar. Lo empujo al exhalar. Y voy agarrando ritmo. In, out. In, out, in, out. Ab muscles, chest, let it go. Five more before letting it hollow and staying empty. In, out, in, out. 3, 2 more. And the last one, as deep as I can, from the belly button, pelvic floor, through the back, chest to the neck. Let it go till you find that space where you can comfortably stay for a couple of seconds. All empty, feeling the body. Any sensation that arises, I acknowledge it. I tell my body, I already hear you, but we can stay empty just a little bit more. Me quedo en ese espacio silencioso sintiendo mi cuerpo un poquito más. 10 more seconds and I'm gonna breathe in as deep as I can and I'm gonna stay full of oxygen for another second. 5 segundos, inhalo profundo y me quedo 10 segundos lleno. In 3, 2, 1, all the way in. Control, deeply strong but in control. A little bit more, I can do little inhalations to fully fulfill. And in 5 seconds we let it go and we'll go back to the next round. 3 segundos lo suelto y pasamos a la siguiente ronda. And let it go. And directly all the way in. Out. In. Out. Compromising those abs, chest, and push it out. As a wave that comes to the shore and it goes back to the ocean. In, out. If I get distracted, I come back stronger at my own pace, but with my rhythm. In, out. It can be through the mouth, through the nose, but taking in as much as I can. It will start opening it up. Jalo tanto aire como pueda al inhalar y saco todo lo que pueda empujando al exhalar. Any resistance that appears, if it's emotional or physical, I'll try to break through it a little bit stronger. If I feel like I'm getting too relaxed, I come back a little bit stronger. In, out. Abs, chest, and let it go. Abs, chest, and let it go. 5 more, and we're gonna breathe all the way out and stay there as long as we can. 5 más antes de exhalar y quedarnos ahí. 3, 2. If I need a deep, deep, deep breathe in, let it all go. And stay as empty as you can. All my focus goes to my body. I'm gonna try to ground in my heartbeat and just stay there, feeling the beat of my heart in my chest. Maintaining that control but relaxed, telling my body everything is perfect. If I feel anything that it's uncomfortable, there's where I'm doing the healing. And I stay there as much as I can. With the heartbeat. And trying to follow the heartbeat through its pulse all around my body, my fingertips, my eyebrows. And I'm just feeling that boom, boom. 5 more seconds before breathing in as deeply as I can and staying there for 10 more seconds. In 3, 2, 1, breathe deeply in. A little bit more. Inhalo profundo, me quedo ahí 10 segundos. If I can a little bit more. And let it go. Y directo adentro. Afuera. In. Out. Like a vacuum, inhaling, blowing like the candles of a cake. In and out. We'll try to go to gear 2 a little bit faster. In, out. And we'll break through any resistance. Open up the navel, the throat, all my cardiovascular system opens and close, expands, contracts. Deeply constant and strong. If I get myself getting slower, I come back stronger. In, out, abs, chest, let it go. Taking it and push it out. 5 more before letting all go and staying there as much as we can. 5 más. 3, 2, the last one all the way in, hasta adentro, inhalo profundo. A little bit more. And let it all go. Until you stay completely empty. Feeling the body and telling the body, I'm in control. We are empty now if we can. Tell the body everything is perfect. I'm gonna stay in silence, mind silence. I am not my thoughts. I am not the emotions that arise. I am that silent consciousness that eats under all of that. And from me it emerges the thought, the feeling, the sensation, perception. I'm gonna try to stay in that space where there's just silence, where there's just raw perception. And I'll ground in my heart, feeling that pulse through my body. Telling my body everything is perfect, we can stay here a little bit more. 10 more seconds before inhaling as deep as I can. 10 segundos más. 3, 2, 1, all the way in. A little bit more. There I stay. 5 more seconds. 5 segundos lleno de aire antes de soltar. And let it go. All the way in. Out. In. Out. Any emotion that arises, I connect it to the breathing so I can go deeper and stronger. It's the 4th round. Belly, chest, back and let it go. Belly, chest, back and let it go. Strong, continuous, rhythmic, deep. All the way from the pelvic floor to the top of the chest to the roof, and let it all go. All the way in and all the way out. Break through any resistance that's not letting you go stronger. Every seconds as strong as we can in. Five more 5 más before letting all go and staying there. 3 más. 2. And the last one all the way in. Let it all go. We stay there for a moment. Feeling the body. Just in inner silence. Observing the mind, the body from a space that is under those. From pure consciousness. I'm not the body. I'm not this finite experience. I'm the infinite experience itself through this body, through this moment. But there in that space where I am just raw consciousness, there is no body, there is no space, there is no time. And there I can stay in complete presence. Little bit more. Feeling my heart. Feeling that pulse that goes from my heart to my fingers, to my eyebrows, to my gut. And I'm gonna stay there 10 more seconds, 10 segundos más, before inhaling as deep as I can and staying full of oxygen. In 5, 3, 2, and breathe deeply in. A little bit more. A little bit more. Feeling the back the pelvic floor, abs, ribs, neck, chest. We let it go. Now we go all the way in, out, in, out. We're going to gear 2. We will speed it up. Second speed. In, out. We go to gear 3, third speed. In, out, in, out, in, out. Ten more seconds and we're gonna breathe as full as we can. And without breathing out, we're gonna squeeze it up all the way from the pelvic floor, lungs, chest to the head. In 5, 3 more. All the way in. A little bit more. More. Now that I'm full of oxygen, I'm gonna squeeze the lungs, the pelvic floor, the back, so it comes all the way up to the chest. I'll squeeze chest, back, and let it go through the neck, to the crown, through to the forehead and inside the brain. And I let it go. Now in, out, in, five more and we will repeat and breathe as deep as we can and squeeze. In, out, in, out. 3, 2, 1, all the way in, hasta adentro, tan profundo como pueda, y apachurro. Squeeze it from the lungs, the back, through the chest, a little bit more. If I want, I can inhale there more. And squeeze through the neck to the crown, eyebrows all the way in. And I let the light come in and breathe out. In, out, in, out. 5 more and we repeat. 3, 2, From the pelvic floor to the top of the chest, to the head, and squeeze the lungs, the plexus, the back, the chest. Let it go through the neck to the crown. Get all the way in and let it go. In, out. We'll do 10 more, and when we squeeze and then we breathe out, we will stay still with oxygen as long as we can. 5, 3, 2, and all the way in. As much as I can. A little bit more. A little bit more. Nice squeeze. Pelvic, abs, lower back, chest, lungs, back. I can breathe there a little bit more. Let it go through the neck, all the way to the crown. A little bit more if I can. And let it all go and stay still empty. Dejamos todo salir y me quedo en vacío. Let it go. Exhale all. Feel and tell your body everything is okay. If I need, I can breathe in, but I'll try to go a little bit further. Whoa. And when I feel it, I can breathe deeply in, as deep as I can. But I can go a little bit further if I focus on. 5 more seconds. And breathe deeply in. Let it go. Just start coming back to a continual breathing in and out at my own pace, but all calm. There we are. And I will continue breathing deeply for a few minutes or moments. Start grounding back to my body. Voy respirando y me mantengo tranquilo unos minutos para ir volviendo al cuerpo y sintiendo. And at my own pace, I can start moving a little bit my hands, my feet, rocking my back, my head. With no rush. When I feel like to, I can start opening my eyes and coming back at my own pace. If I want to stand up, I'll do it slowly. But we now can start grounding and bringing the ship back to earth. How are we feeling? We back? Take your time. Aquí estamos de regreso. We are back. Everyone's all right? All good? Thank you. We'll have a couple of minutes, so if anyone needs to change to the bathing suit or wants to go to the bathroom or something, you have it. I'll also be here for anything, and we'll see in 5 minutes down by the freezers for the next part. Now we are, aren't we? I think so. Okay. This part is really easy. What is harder is what happens inside of us, much more than what is going on outside. Because we have done this breath work, this way of breathing also activates our capacity to adapt to external stressors. So normally we can do an ice bath, and the ice bath or cold plunge have for itself a lot of benefits for the health. But when we do the breath work and then we do the ice bath, both of the benefits of both practice work together and create even much more kind of higher benefits. Un poquito lo que hacemos es que la respiración ayuda a que nuestro cuerpo se esté adaptando mucho más a los cambios, y cuando hacemos después de esta respiración la tina de hielos, nos adaptamos más fácil al frío y más rápido, y le sacamos más beneficio a ambas prácticas. And yeah, so the exercise as it is, it's easy. We're gonna put one foot, the other. Well, we're gonna clean our feet before so we can maintain as clean as we can the freezers. We will put one foot, the other one. We will go all the way down till our butt is onto the floor, and then we're gonna close the armpits, and the skin of the palms of the hands, it's going to be touching skin. This can be in my legs, in my chest, or hand to hand. This is mostly because through the armpits and through the palms is where the freeze comes, the feeling becomes harder for the body. So this will help us to make it a little bit chiller, or less chiller. But well, once we are inside, our cortisol levels, the hormone that make us feel stress, will go all the way to the roof, and we will start feeling this kind of shock of stress. What I want to do is to let myself feel the stress in my body, see if this becomes feelings, emotions, sensations in the body, and I will try to slowly, at my own pace, start to get back in control of my breathing. I might start shivering and like what I want to do is to go back to and what will happen is that after between 45 and 60 seconds, because I'm not letting the stress signal take over my body will start adapting to the cold instead of wanting to fly from the cold. What's going to happen in my body is that my pores, the pores of my skin are gonna close, and that will make that the outside cold doesn't get in, and the inner heat will start accumulating. Also, because we are breathing compromising the abs and the chest, the intercostal muscles that are the muscles over the ribs are gonna get activated, and those muscles are the part of our body that creates more thermogenesis or self-heat production. So we're gonna have like this thermal effect where the pores are gonna keep our body as a therm, and then the heat production that's going to make our body heat itself up. So between 45 and 90 seconds, that it's going to be what we are going to be doing each, 1.5 minutes. Our body will first start producing all this stress hormone, but after 45 to 60 seconds, the cortisol goes all the way down, around 70, from 50 to 70% down at normal levels, and then our body will start producing much more dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and also anandamide, that it's the anandamide, or anandamide, that is the neurochemic that is related with the inner state of high devotion or ecstasy. So what we want is that when we are inside, we might feel pain, we might feel a really uncomfortable sensation in our body. Where we feel this uncomfortable sensation is where we want to put all our focus and attention, because it's where it's making us heal the most. Every part of our body that it's hurt, that it's inflamed or acid, will be working. So if I have a lot of pain in my foot, is because my foot were really inflamed and is where it's moving most. Also because our extremities are more away from our core, it might take a little bit more to make them get heat. But well, when we finish up, we want to go all the way in and get our head for 3-4 seconds under the water. This is not obligatory, but it's much better, because then the temperature of our head and our bodies will be the same. If not, we can come out and we will be all right, but we might have the feeling that we are with not fever, but that sensation of the head really hot and the body much more chiller. So those 3 to 5 seconds help us to get all of the body stable. And then as we come out, because there will still be a lot of cold blood in our extremities, we want to take from 5 to 10 minutes to do some movement. What it's most recommended is to do horse stance position, because the tension in the muscles will start creating a lot of heat in the body. But for a lot of people, they don't like horse stance at all, so we can just move a little bit, do some push-ups. What we want to do is 5 to 10 minutes of a little bit of exercise to warm up the whole body. If we don't do it, again, everything will be all right, but it's possible that for 1 to 2 hours, our body will keep heating up all the blood, and we might feel like the skin is hot, but the inside is still chilling a little bit. This will make it much more faster. Also, if we were in another space with a cold weather and we don't do this part, there might be much more of a risk of having hypothermia if we don't heat up from inside out. Here, there's not much risk of getting hypothermia at all, but we still want to do it because it's part of the security measures, and also will let us go back home just perfectly and make any inner call to go out. But well, so far, any question? No? Perfecto. So who want to be the first two? Feeling the cold towards the skin. I don't want to resist the cold or fight the cold. I want to accept it fully, so then I can adapt to it. Feel, and where it's an uncomfortable sensation, there's where I focus my attention. All right. I can find comfort in an uncomfortable situation. My body have all the tools to adapt and strengthen. Everything's all right. Cold only exists as an electrical signal in our brains. If we resist it, it becomes stronger. If we surrender to it, it disappears. And it goes, if someone wants to help me, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we are. You want to go? What? Oh, oh. There you are. Oh. Any need help here? Right. One foot. You're welcome. And we take 5 minutes to move around so the body heats up. Let's go the next two. 1, 2 y venga. Un pie. El otro. Ya hasta abajo, hasta abajo, hasta abajo. Me dejo caer. Y ahí estoy, sintiendo, relajo mis músculos, que mi cuerpo reaccione como quiera hacerlo. En mi cuerpo todo está bien. Me anclo en la respiración, adentro y afuera, desde el vientre. Poco a poco voy suavizando la respiración profunda y constante, pero sin que esté reaccionando al frío, sino entregándome. Le digo a mi cuerpo, todo es perfecto. Atención sobre la piel, donde incomoda es donde más está trabajando y ahí llevo la atención. Digo a mi cuerpo, esto es bueno. Ahí donde incomoda estamos sanando. Profundo y continuo. Dice 5, 4, 3, ¿ya? Estamos, si quieres un minuto más, se vale. Un poquito más, sí. Y en todo caso, al final, ya que pasemos todos. Y estamos. A su tiempo, un busito. Apoyo o algo, ¿todo bien? Bien. Y 5 minutitos en movimiento. Ayuda, todo bien. Venga. Ahí estás. 5 minutos, igual. And there we go. 1 foot. The next one, and all the way down. Whoa. Be careful with the ice. Whoa. And there we are, and breathing deep, feeling the body. It's okay to shiver, just go back to getting control through the breathing, feeling how you expand the lungs and contract. You can feel and surrender, relax the muscles, don't fight it. Tell yourself, if I'm dying here, I'm good with it. I'm just letting all go. It's okay, it's okay. Through the breathing, we transmutate that pain, that fear into strength and power. And we turn on that inner heat. Until we can relax and adapt fully. Ahorita igual les doy una repasada antes de entrar. We are there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we are. Y estamos. ¿Quieres? Oh. ¿Está ayuda? Any help? All right? No. Recommend you to take that shirt so you heat up faster. Or maybe get some towel. There we are. Como tal es un pie, el otro hasta abajo. Voy a cerrar axilas y las palmas voy a poner piel con piel, que puede ser palma con palma, contra hombros o contra piernas. Se puede así. Se puede cerrar las piernas. No quiero tensar el cuerpo, o sea, si me agarro no quiero agarrar fuerte, solo que sea piel con piel. Si agarro por la tensión me voy a enfriar más y la sangre no va a fluir. Entonces quiero un pie, el otro hasta abajo, cierro axilas, manos piel con piel. Al principio es normal que empiece a temblar o que me agarre como el shock de... Está perfecto, lo que hago es dejar que mi cuerpo reaccione y poco a poco voy haciendo la respiración más profunda y controlada. Y eventualmente eso es lo que hace el cambio y empieza a producir el calor de adentro hacia afuera. ¿Estamos? Venga. 1, 2. Y para adentro un pie. Ahí estamos. El otro y hasta abajo. Sin pensar demasiado, hay como un escaloncito, entonces déjate caer hasta el fondo de ahí. Es más difícil si no. Ahí estamos. Hasta abajo. Voy a sacar este de aquí. Y respirando. Acepta lo que estás sintiendo y entrégate. No te resistas, no lo pelees. Mantén esa respiración profunda y continua. Se vale, se vale. Ahorita también podemos repetir. ¿Necesitas ayuda? ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien.
Va. Aquí seguimos, aquí seguimos. Suelta. Me entrego al frío, relajo los músculos y esto está bien. Aquí me quedé a vivir, entonces tengo que encontrarle amor. Estamos. Venga, venga, ya casi. Dice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 y estamos. Y 5 minutitos a moverse y calentar. Letting yourself feel. It's okay. I let my body react as it wants to. And I take control through the breath. All in, let it go. Without resisting, without tightening the muscles, but relaxing. Surrendering to the cold. I told my body I can with this and much more. This is good for me. I can find comfort in an uncomfortable situation. I can adapt. I have all the tools in my DNA, in my biology to withstand this and much more. I'll go a little bit deeper. Surrender, no time, just here and now. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we are. Any help? All right? All right. Ah, 5 minutes movement and there we are. What's next? Vénganse, vénganse. Es un momentito para mentalizarme. Me puedo imaginar ahí adentro sonriéndolo y pasando la bomba. Eso ayuda a mentalizar. Y 1, 2 y venga, un pie. El otro ya hasta abajo. Ahí nos veo que aquí está el escaloncito. Y al fondo. Dejo caer, cierro axilas, palma con piel. Y respirando, me entrego hasta abajo y reaccione mi cuerpo un momento y empiezo a tomar ese control adentro. There we are. Aquí en control, una respiración profunda. Exhalo. Un poquito más fuerte para recobrar ese control y me voy relajando. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Venga, venga, venga. Está bien, se vale, se vale. Estuvo el minuto, que es lo más importante. Y 5 minutitos nada más en movimiento. ¿Les ayuda o algo? Todo bien. Dice 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Y a tu tiempo, quieres un busito y estamos. And I start going like deeper and maybe slower, so I relax in the eyes. And there we are. When I feel ready, I can go all the way down and I'm ready to go up. Cuando esté lista, ya estamos del otro lado. ¿Necesitan ayuda para salir o para sumergirse? Need help? Oh.
You can't get all the way under.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Right, yes.
Oh. Ah, it's all right, all right. ¿Aquí todo bien? Bien. Y 5 minutitos de movimiento. Come, come. 1. There. Ah, there. And slowly, slowly start moving, start moving. Or if you can go all the way out.
Did it.
Here we are, so we heat up the body. There's someone else? ¿Falta alguien? ¿No? ¿Uno más? Claro que sí. Está 5 minutes, so we warm up and heat back. Yeah, yeah. Now it'll be more chill. And 5, 4, 3, 1. At your own pace, there we are.
Bravo. So 3XDA, formulas for the
You did it all.
3 does from the
And 5
Upanishads.
minutes.
Be compassionate, be generous, be self-controlled. These are formulas for bliss, formulas for heaven. If you follow these formulas, we will get you what you want.
And well, we have finished for today.